This message is brought to you by the United States of America. After the end of World War II, Allied forces continued to explore the wonders of science and how they can be useful for the military. Today, we are going to be researching the Air Force side of things and find out the resistance to threats and seek peak performance. Here we have America's very own P-51 Mustang. We all know it's an incredible fighter, but with jet technology gaining ever closer to being the norm, we are going to use it as a test for new and beautiful futures. Beautiful futures.
This is an airburst of a typical nuclear weapon, exploded at a height of about 2,000 feet. The first observed effect is a brilliant flash of bluish-white light that overwhelms the vision of even distant observers. The ball of fire, an incandescent sphere of glowing gases whose internal temperature is measured in thousands of degrees, starts to climb into the sky. This particular fireball, a fraction of a second old, has an energy equivalent to 20,000 tons of conventional explosive. Its internal pressure is measured in thousands of pounds per square inch. As the luminous fireball grows to its eventual 1,000-foot diameter, gamma rays and neutrons are released to produce their lethal effect. Thermal or heat radiation ignites inflammable materials and inflicts personnel burns at relatively long ranges. The blast wave separates from the fireball and, traveling faster than sound, moves outward to batter the target area. This pulverizing shock wave forms a dust pedestal which seems to follow the rising cloud, developing into the characteristic mushroom shape of a low-altitude burst. Losing brilliance rapidly, the fireball is colored an orange-brown by the release of oxides of nitrogen from the surrounding air. Turbulent and still glowing, it shoots upward with an initial velocity of more than 100 miles per hour. As incandescence disappears, condensing water vapor begins to whiten the cloud. At still greater heights, ice crystals form and flow over the edges of the cloud to form a pure white color. Under certain atmospheric conditions, an ice cap may form above the cloud. Eventually, this cloud, with a diameter of about 3 miles, may reach an altitude of 50,000 feet. Then, slowly, it drifts away, mingling and blending with the clouds of the air until it can no longer be identified by the human eye. The destruction caused by a relatively low-yield weapon can result in many square miles of ruins and account for thousands of human casualties. But how did it all come about? What caused this destruction? What can we do to increase the destructive effect? Or conversely, how can we protect ourselves from it? Generally speaking, the main damaging effects of a nuclear weapon detonated within the atmosphere are blast, heat, and nuclear radiation. To add to our knowledge of the blast effects of a nuclear detonation on structures of known strength, an extensive test program has been carried out. Here, remotely controlled...
Warning. You have watched a classified tape that belongs to the United States Atomic Support Agency. Authorities have been contacted to make your arrest shortly for crimes against the state.